So, like I said, earlier this month, cleaning out my basement, stumbled upon a box of trophies. And didn't know it was in my basement. It had migrated its way from my parents' house at some point in the past few years and lives in my basement. I find it under the staircase. It's the box full of all of my childhood trophies. Start going through there and it's like reliving these moments, right? Here's my first Pop Warner football trophy. Here's my first ever baseball trophy. I won a trophy once for Camper of the Year. That one was really good. And I had one in there for a music performance that I did once with my brother. And so I'm looking through these and I'm kind of laughing at them. I take a picture of them and I'm like, I think I should probably throw these away because I'm not going to store them in my basement anymore. I'm going to find somewhere else in my house to store trophies from my childhood. So I make the tough decision. I'm throwing my trophies away. So I go through and I keep my first baseball trophy I ever got because it's super sentimental. Put it in a great place, throw the rest away, all right? Close the top of the trash can and walk inside, and it was a beautiful experience. But I thought about this as my day went on. I thought about this is how many people need to throw some trophies away in our life. And obviously, if you have some Pee-wee baseball trophies at home, it's probably time to part with them. But I'm saying, not literally, but figuratively. Because think about this, right? When you get a trophy, the first thing that you do if you're in a trophy presentation, it's kind of the universal thing. You get a trophy, what do? You do this, right? You hold your trophy up, and it's basically a stance that says, hey, yay me. I got a trophy. I got something that's saying that I did something good or I need to be paid attention to. And I think about this. We all have trophies in our lives. Some of us have good ones. I don't know what it is for you. It could be your job, right? It could be that you graduated with honors. And so in life, you hold up your trophy and you say, hey, look at me. I graduated with honors. Hey, look at me. I make more money than you do. Hey, look at me. My car's nicer. Or whatever it is. We have these trophies. But the longer I live, the more people I meet, I realize this. I think we actually keep our negative trophies longer than we do our positive ones. You meet somebody, right, and they're holding up this trophy that says, hey, I got divorced and it was really messy. Or, hey, I tried to chase after a dream in my life and it failed. Hey, look, my parents don't love me as much as they love my older brother or younger sister or whatever it is. We have these negative things that happen in our life, and you know someone's holding up a negative trophy when you start talking to them, and within the first 15 minutes of the conversation, they talk about this negative thing that happened in their life. And here's the thing about keeping trophies around. For one thing, they're pretty much useless. The trophies I found in my basement, they're probably, I could probably sell them on eBay for about 30 cents. They're rusted, they're broken. One of them I picked up and it actually just fell apart. All the screws came out and it just disintegrated in the box. But they're useless. One of the reasons they're useless is because they represent the past. You can't go back and relive that. You keep the memories, you keep the relationships, you keep the things you've learned, but you can't go back. The other reason the trophies are somewhat useless is they don't contain any hope. This is something that kind of struck me as I was thinking about my trophies, is that, you see, hope only lives in the future. You don't ever actually hope for anything you already have. And so even if it's a good thing or it's a bad thing, it may bring you some kind of consolation, it may bring you some kind of comfort, but it'll never bring you hope because it represents something in your past. It won't bring you hope, it won't bring you fulfillment. And it made me think about, in my life, what am I shooting for? What am I going for? What am I trying to earn? And as many thoughts that I have through the day, it brought me back to a scripture. And you may think that Jesus was just a weird guy that said crazy stuff, but he's actually the most brilliant, wisest person that ever lived. And he gave a great wisdom like this. He said, don't hoard treasure down here on earth where it gets eaten by moths and corroded by rust, or worse, stolen by burglars. Stockpile treasure in heaven where it's safe from moth and rust and burglars. It's obvious, isn't it? The place where your treasure is the place you'll most want to be and end up being. And I started thinking about that, is that what am I storing up? Is my life defined by some trophies I have in my basement? Or is it defined by what I'm doing today? Because yesterday, guys, is gone. You can't get back there, and today it's fleeting. In fact, it's almost over. But tomorrow, if you wake up and you have life, that day is full of opportunity. That day is full of possibility. That day is full of hope. And instead of living for something in the past, I want to encourage you tonight to wake up tomorrow. To wake up tomorrow and to make decisions to allow tomorrow to be a day that might deserve a trophy. A day where you might have served some other people, or maybe you picked up some pizza and took it to some people that don't have food, but live your life in a way that every day you get to live, you live it for a reward. And not a reward that rusts, not a reward that falls apart, not a reward that gets forgotten in your basement until you find it when you're cleaning it out, but a reward that will be eternal. A reward stored for you in heaven. And a reward that's shaped with amazing things like faith and hope and love. And that, my friends, is your Pub Theology thought for the evening. The Bleeding Keys are going to play, not the Bleeding Keys are going to play another tune. And here's the deal. You can be a part of our evening. If you want to text in any kind of questions for us, we'd love to answer them. The number is right up on the screen. It's been there all night. It's 317-550-5070. It'll come back up there in a minute. Text